Welcome, welcome, welcome. It's Monday, it's the 12th of August, and first of all, a big happy birthday to my granddad. He's 71 years old today. And without any further ado, let's get the wheel in motion and let us start our first 30 minutes of the week. We're spinning from the day's date, number 12. Here we go, first spin of the week. Now, I've been off for quite a while now, actually. I think maybe 10 days or so. Wasn't so well. You cast your mind back to the 22nd of July, I believe it was. Yeah, I had a pretty rough day on air then, and it sort of went to pot from then. Our first result is number 8, and a big good morning to Alan. 8, it's black, it's even, and it's low. In the TS section of the wheel, middle column, first dozen. So number 8 is the first result, and you can see on the left-hand side of your screen the cold and hot numbers from July 20, 22, 31 and 33, the hot numbers last month. 6, 21, 5 and 28, the cold numbers last month. Oh, what's our next result going to be? I can tell you. Oh, we're into the ominous number 13. 13, black, odd and low, middle dozen, first column, part of the TS section of the wheel. Let's get rid of it very quickly. How are you doing today, Alan? I hope the sun's out for once. It's been awfully nasty weather. We had the heat wave, and then since then it's just been terrible. And the result? 15 black. 15, it's black, odd and low. Third column, middle dozen. Part of the voisin section of the wheel, it's black 15. I know, it's always the way, I bring the sun with me wherever I go. Black number 2's the next result, continuing this chain of black numbers. It's black even and low, middle column first dozen, voisin section of the wheel, black number 2. I'm pretty good actually, for once. I'm not sure if you can tell in my voice, I've got a lot more energy than I had over the last few weeks. I mean, I'm absolutely starving at the moment. My appetite's gone through the roof since recovering. I've already had 5 jam donuts this morning, which is not a healthy breakfast as we go into 24. 24 black even and high in the third column in the middle dozen, part of the TS section of the wheel. It's black 24. And we're continuing that big run of black numbers, 5 black numbers in a row. Our first high number though, and let's see what our next result is going to be. Got some swing bin liners where my mouse is. Move them out of the way. Black number 6, it was the coldest number last month, but it's out very early. 6th result, number 6, black even and low in the Orphaland section of the wheel. In the middle, nothing because it's third column and first dozen. So I'm not quite sure what I want to do with that big box in the middle of the screen now. Because I had the hot and cold numbers there, but I thought why not make them look a little bit neater. And we break the chain of black numbers with red number 1. Odd and low, first column, first dozen, part of the Orphaland section of the wheel. And back-to-back Orphalands with 1 and 6. There's no real point going into the stats yet. I was going to say majority black, but that's pretty obvious, isn't it? And we go into black number 10, sticking in the first column, first dozen, black even and low, in the TS section of the wheel. It's black number 10. Monday's an excuse for anything, really, isn't it? It's one of those days, nobody likes Mondays. We're all Garfield inside. Although I do have a particular weakness for Greg's Jam Donuts. Red number 30, third column, third dozen, red even high in the TS section, 3-0. Now I'm sitting down at the moment to spin. You can see my reflection actually. I'm wearing a stripy top and you can see it very well reflected in the hand cam. It doesn't help that I sort of finished it off with 3 Twixes as well. I'm essentially just being a fat pig today. Black number 10, it's a reoccurrence and a hokey cokey. In, out and in again. First column, first dozen in the TS section of the wheel. Black even and low. You know what? I'm going to get on my feet. That's how much energy I have. Doing 30 minutes for this week. Not quite sure how many a day. I've got to still pace myself, but I'm feeling good. Let's hope Black 22 comes out. We've got a finale of 2 with red number 12 in the first dozen in the third column. Red, even and low, part of the Voisin section of the wheel. It's red number 12. And of course we spun from 12 because it's the 12th of August. And I was about to say it's always nice to do it twice, but we went next door to 35 black odd and high in the Voisin section of the wheel. Middle column, third dozen. Of course, every number, middle column, third dozen, is part of the Voisin section. Tiers at the moment, your hottest section. Half the results have been in the tiers. That means 6 results in the tiers. First dozen doing very well. And also the third column doing very well. First dozen, first column. It's a reoccurring number. It's red number 1. Odd and low. First column, first dozen. All for land section of the wheel. Red number 1. Now, apologies, the hand cam may flicker and stuff a little bit. It's trying to snap in to focus on something, and it's just not getting anything to focus on. I do need to fix that. As we go into a red 18, next door to 22, in the Voisin section of the wheel, third column, middle dozen, red even low. Now, my next door neighbour obviously thinks it's very, very cold because he's put his log burner on. And his log burner heats up my wall, which is about 2 feet away from me, and it is absolutely roasting in here. I don't have my thermometer anymore, so I can't give you an exact temperature. As we go into the middle column, middle dozen, black even high number. In the offland section, it's black number 20. Black number 20 making its debut. We've already had 15 spins, and we have around about 23 minutes. Yeah, it is so hot on that wall. I mean, we don't have to pay for heating in winter, and it's always nice to do it twice. There's nothing sweeter than a repeater. Black number 20 out for the second time. Middle column, middle dozen, black even high, part of the all for land section of the wheel, joining 1 and 10 as the hot numbers. So I've got a fan, but that fan is pulling air from the hot wall. So really what I'm doing is I'm blasting hot air on myself. Not my wisest move, to be fair. Next result on the way. Black 26 in the middle column once more, this time in the third dozen. We're still black even and high, and we're in the Voisin section of the wheel, black 26. Predominantly black numbers on the number history. You can see 17 of the 19 numbers have now been populated. As soon as we get our 20th results, that black number 8 will drop off the edge of the marquee and be replaced with our 20th number. It's around about 10 minutes worth of spins, hence the weird 19. As we go into double carpet, 33, black odd high, third column, third dozen, tiers section of the wheel for black 33. Moving on from black 33 to our next result. What's it going to be this time? You can see only 5 red numbers so far today and 13 black numbers. And 13 black was our second number. Now, I've been on a bit of a Gladiators binge the last few days. Hot number, black 20, middle column, middle dozen, black even high, all for land section of the wheel. So, I've been on a Gladiators binge, and I have to say, we are missing a programme like that on TV at the moment. Just something completely fun and over the top. I mean, they've brought back Blind Date, they're bringing back Supermarket Sweep. Surely there's room for a revival of Gladiators, as we go into 32, a red even high, third dozen, first column? No, middle column. Third dozen, middle column, part of the Voisin section of the wheel. I'm not quite sure where in this mix it is, but it is somewhere within the entire track, or the entire set of tracks. Could be right at the end, could be somewhere in the middle. I just plonked it in and said, mix these down into a single file. The big green 0, not in any of the outside chances, columns or dozens, but it is in the Voisin section of the wheel. I'm going to respin that. Call it with my middle finger. There we go. You'll have to excuse the state of some of my spins today. They are I'm pretty rusty, I've got to be honest. I've not actually spun this wheel since I was last on air. I put the ball in 12, adjusted the position of the number track to make sure that 12 was at the 12 o'clock position, and then I just started spinning again today. Red 34. In the first column, in the third dozen, red even high, part of the Orphaland section of the wheel, red 34. So you got 10 days without spinning. Sort of makes you a little bit rusty. I was like that when I went on holiday as well. I just couldn't get the knack of it again. But you know, we're back and we're live for 4 days a week for the foreseeable future. Always nice to do it twice. There's nothing sweeter than a repeater. Red 34, third column, first dozen. No, it's not. That's a lie. Third dozen, first column. Red even high, part of the Orphaland section of the wheel, red 34. You can see red 34 over the wheel. And it's just about gone now. Oh, what's the next result going to be? Of course, I did do 4 34s in a row about a year ago. But we're going to 32. 32, another warm number. In the middle column in the third dozen, red even high, part of the Voisin section of the wheel, red 32. Let's get rid of it and get a brand new result on the way. Where are we going to go next? That is the question. We've got just over 18 minutes left of this first session. Not quite sure how many sessions I'm going to do today. I'm going to pace myself. Hopefully by the end of the week we'll be back to normal. Red 21's the next result. In the third column in the middle dozen, red, odd and high, part of the Voisin section of the wheel, red 21. We've had the entire finales of 2, barring black 22. We came close with red 18. I'm having a look at the other numbers, and I don't think we've been close since. Had 35, but that's not even it's not even talking to the neighbours of 22, to be fair. Talking of 35, there it is. Let's speed the wheel up. 35 in the middle column in the third dozen. Black odd high, part of the Voisin section of the wheel, black 35. Second time out for black 35, came out 14 spins ago as well. Hot number today, black 20. That's probably the closest we've been to 22, actually. Neighbours of 31 contain 22 and 20. Always nice to do it twice. There's nothing sweeter than a repeater. Third repeater of the day, black 35. Middle column, third dozen, black on high, part of the Voisin section of the wheel. See 3 repeaters there on the marquee. I was known as the repeater king. You can see why. I get them a lot. Never get trebolinas really though. If I do, it normally comes out 4 in a row. A black 13's the next result in the first column, in the middle dozen, black odd and high, black odd and low rather, part of the TS section of the wheel, black 13. Now we're willing out black 22, it's got a lot of company with numbers that haven't been out. 3, 4, 5, 7, 9, 11, 14, 16, 17, 19, 22, 23, 25, 27, 28, 29, 31 and 36 all haven't been out. And 11 is out. 11, another black odd low number, still in the tier, but this time first dozen and middle column. Moving on from black 11 to our next number. What's it going to be this time? This is spin number 30. So we are getting close to where every number should have been out once. But you can see with black 22 being out black 22? Black 20, I beg your pardon, being out 3 times, along with black 35. It doesn't always work that way. Black 17, sabotage, middle column in the middle dozen. It is black, it's on, it's low. It's part of the Orphaland section of the wheel, black 17. One of the most played numbers in the game of roulette because it's slap bang in the middle of the table. If you look at 17 on that tiny table on the left hand side, you can see it's easily accessible from all parts of the table. Now black 22 is being very shy. Is that going to change with this spin? It is not. We've got 1 quack, we've got a 2, but we need 2 of them together really. Black number 2 in the first dozen in the middle column. Black even low, part of the Voisin section of the wheel, and that wheel is far too slow, really. So that means I'm going to need to speed the wheel up, rather, as soon as the ball falls. Black 29 in the middle column in the third dozen. Black odd and high, part of the Voisin section of the wheel. 2 pockets away from Black 22, we're getting closer and closer. So, we have gone from 11 to 17 to 29, 2 to 29, so we are getting closer. And we are getting a little bit further away now with red number 7. Red odd low, first column, first dozen, part of the Voisin section of the wheel, red number 7. So we had a neighbour of 22, and now we're just outside the neighbours of 22. Hopefully it'll come out in this first half hour. Got around about 14 minutes left with me. I say left with me, left with the spins, and then maybe back later, hopefully back later. It's just taunting us now. That's red 18. 18, red even low. In the third column in the middle dozen rather, and part of the Voisin section. Of course, we did go into 18 once before. So 18 is the closest we've been to Black 22. '22, of course, was the second hottest number last month as well. So maybe it deserves a little break. Sweet 16 is the next result. First column, middle dozen. Red even and low, part of the TS section of the wheel, Sweet 16. And we're moving on from 16 to our next number. Big green 0, not in any of the outside chances, columns or dozens, but it is in the Voisin to 0 section and 0 spiel. Now I have noticed I'm doing some of my spins off screen on the hand cam, so I do need to move around just a little bit. And then next time I need to move the hand cam around just a little bit as well. Red number 9, next door to 22. In the Orphaland section of the wheel, red odd and low, third column, first dozen. Moving on from red 9 to our next result. What's it going to be? I don't know where the ball's going to fall. I have no control where the ball falls. I just spin and let gravity do its thing. Black number 4 is the next result in the first column, first dozen. Black, even and low, part of the Voisin section of the wheel. Moving on from black 4 to our next result. It's having an off day today. Normally by now it would have been out at least twice. That's how it's been since we started this, really, hasn't it? Always nice to do it twice, there's nothing sweeter than a repeater. Black number 4 twice in a row, first column, first dozen. Black even low, part of the Voisin section of the wheel. Another repeater. You can see 3 repeaters on the marquee once more, repeater of 34, repeater of 35 and repeater of number 4. Are we going to get our first Trevelina of the year? We are not. We're going into 17. 17, black, odd and low. Middle column, middle dozen, parts of the Orphaland section of the wheel. Black 17. Making its second appearance of the day. Plenty of numbers on 2 appearances. Just the 2 numbers on 3 appearances, 35 and 20. Both of which have repeated. And we've still got quite a few numbers yet to see. 3 and 5, 14, then 22, 19. I'll go through properly after this. Hot number, black 35. 35, black odd high, middle column, third dozen. Part of the Voisin section of the wheel, black 35. So we have yet to see 3, 5 and 14 in the low numbers, 19, 22, 23, 25, 27, 28 and 36, as well as 31 in the high numbers. I think black 22 still thinks we're taking time off. Black 31. One of the numbers we had yet to see. 31, black, odd and a high number. First column, third dozen. Part of the Orphanland section of the wheel. Still very black heavy today. Over 3/5 of the results have been black numbers and only a third have been red. Of course, we've got a few in the big green zero as well. Red number 12. Red, even and low, first dozen, third column. Part of the Voisin section of the wheel, red number 12. Moving on from red 12 to our next number, you've got 9 minutes and 10 seconds remaining with me. And then we're going to take a little break, probably have some lunch. Been up since 4, it's lunchtime for me. Red number 5, in the TS section of the wheel, another number we were yet to see. I can tell you, it is in the middle column, first dozen. It's red, it's odd, it's low, and that was a terrible spin. Yeah, when I come off air, if I do spin, then I keep it logged, but it'll come out if I do spin off air, or it'll come out on my other wheel, and just be the only number spun on the other wheel. Black 15's the next result. 15, black, odd and low. Third column, middle dozen. Voisin section of the wheel, second time out for black 15. Next result on the way. 13, black. My least favourite number. 13, black odd low, middle column, middle dozen rather, first column, part of the TS section of the wheel, black 13. So 13 is joint second hottest along with 20, black 35 the hottest on 4 spins out of 46 in total. And black number 2 out for the third time. Black number 2 in the middle column in the first dozen. Black even low, part of the Voisin section of the wheel, black number 2. Black 26. Second time out for black 26 in the third dozen in the middle column, black even high. Part of the Voisin section of the wheel, black 26. Only 6 black numbers there on the, or 6 red numbers, I beg your pardon, there on the marquee. 1 big green 0 and 12 black numbers. And helping the cause for the red numbers is red 19. High and odd, a red number in the first column, in the middle dozen, and part of the Voisin section of the wheel, red 19. Black number 6. Black even and low, first dozen, third column, Orphanland section of the wheel, black number 6. Missing 3 and 14 from the low numbers, 22, 23, 27, 28 and 36 from the high numbers. A red number 30, 3-0, third column, third dozen, red even high, part of the TS section of the wheel, red number 30. 30's been out twice now. Came out quite a while ago, in fact, and it is out for its second appearance. Doing very well for itself on 2 appearances. Sweet 16's the next result. First column, middle dozen, red even low, part of the TS section of the wheel, 16 red. Second time out for 16 as well. Different parts of the tier, but still in the tier. $11 black. Seen it a couple of times today now. Middle column, first dozen, black, odd and low, part of the TS section of the wheel, black 11. I've not a clue what they're called, to be honest. I just listened to the ones I liked and stuck them in the playlist. Black 15. 15 in the middle dozen in the third column. Black, odd and low, part of the Voisin section of the wheel, third time out for 15. It's one of the weird songs, that, or not songs, but tracks that has a key change going up in this. In the Jackpot 24/7 soundtrack. Most don't. There is one that has a key change going down as well. 7, red odd low, first column, first dozen. Voisin section of the wheel, red number 7. Black 29's the next result. In the middle column, third dozen. Black, odd and a high number, part of the Voisin section of the wheel, black 29. There we go, just needed to be a little bit patient. No idea why it's so late in the list, but there we go. Still a few songs we've not yet heard. I'm going to call them songs because it's easier. Hot number, black 35. 5 times in 57 spins. 35, black, odd and high. In the Voisin section of the wheel, middle column, third dozen, black 35. What's the next number going to be? We're going to find out together in about 5 seconds time, I reckon. Were you counting? I wasn't. Red 32, middle column, third dozen, red even high, part of the Voisin section of the wheel. Moving on from red 32 to our next result. Red 23. Middle column, middle dozen, red odd high, tier. Red 34. Red even high, third column. Third dozen rather, first column. Part of the Orphalans. I did. Sweet 16. First column, middle dozen, red even low, TS section. Black 13, black odd low, middle dozen, first column, TS section. Red 18, red even low, voisin section, middle dozen of course, and third column. Gonna do 2 more spins including this one. Just thought I'd give that music the proper welcome it deserved. And so this is your penultimate spin. What are we going to get? Are we going to see black 22? We've been next door to it a couple of times now. Red 34. Joint. Actually, it is joint second hottest. I was right. Third dozen. First column. A red, even and high, part of the Orphaland section of the wheel. This is your final spin for this session. Where are we going to land? Black number 10 is where we're finishing. 10, black, even and low. First column, first dozen, part of the TS section of the wheel, so we have done 65 spins together. 65 spins, and we are still missing 3, 14, 22, 25, 27, 28 and 36, so quite a few numbers yet to see. Yeah, they were a little bit strange like that. They'd have playlists for certain nights. Obviously it's to do with the people who are watching, but it still felt a little bit odd. It's not like Super Casino that just have a complete soundtrack that they play whenever and wherever they like. Now that, unfortunately, is it for a little while. I can tell you that black did better than red, even did better than odd, low did better than high. Voisin, Tierra and Orphaland pretty much behaving themselves. Same in the columns, and same with the dozens. My name has been Adam, it's been a pleasure to be back. I'm so glad to be back spinning this wheel for you. I shall hopefully be back later on today, but until next time, I hope you'll have a brilliant rest of Monday. I'll see you all very, very soon.